Well, from the hills of Budapest to the Ardennes forest, welcome along to Stavelo for round 12 of 24 of the Breakout Racing League Realistic Performance Championship and the Belgian Grand Prix. Spa-Francorchamps, the historic circuit located in the Ardennes. It was built in 1925 and has hosted 75 action-packed Grand Prix ever since, such as the chaos in 98, the weather in 08, and the Turn 1 catastrophe in both 2012 and 2018. Spa is known for its great racing and its terrific battles across the 7-kilometer, 4.352 mile circuit. It has 20 corners, 9 to the left and 11 to the right, and with the assistance of the 2 DRS zones in the distance into turn 1, and on the run into the run into Les Combes. Down the Camel Straight right now where you see FRA Crispy, or never mind, just Crispy, there you go. Too complicated, I can't read today. Well, it also has an average speed. It's one of the longest and one of the fastest circuits on the calendar, with an average speed of 230 kph or 143 miles per hour, and 70% of the circuit taken at full throttle. Pirelli again have brought the C4, C3, and C2 tires like they did a week ago in Budapest, with the C4 being the red-wooled soft compounded tire, the C3 being the yellow-wooled medium, and the C2 being the white-wooled hard tire, plus the intermediate and full wets if the drivers deem it necessary. So far through this qualifying one session, it's a little cloudy, but it's not weather impacted. 11 races down, 13 more to go. Let's take a look at how the standings have changed from a week ago at Budapest, where we saw some incredible racing and arguably one of the best races of the season. Minico, once again, is ahead in the championship. 28 points is the gap between him and Unsighted in the McLaren. The Red Bull, 139 points compared to the McLaren's 111, which, by the way, we have a movement for third. Mumu in the now Alfa Romeo, as he moved from Ferrari to Alfa Romeo, and Ed Tronha goes the other way around from Alfa Romeo to Ferrari. He now goes up to third in the championship, 101 points to Mumu, 1 point ahead of the guy in fourth, that being Bailey in the AlphaTauri, the teammate of Crispy, who's about to start a flying lap as he goes through the bus stop chicane in a few seconds' time. Zach the Beast, the second Red Bull, 93 points to his name in fifth. He is 11 points clear of Deer Hunter in sixth, who once again could not make it here tonight. His being reserved by Meanfern and has returned back to tier racing. Jared in seventh, once again, he cannot be, actually, no, he is here after his win a week ago. He's not in the lobby right now, but he may be joining shortly, and alongside his teammate. Ferrari Nut would be his teammate, but now it's BRL Ritzy, ironically, the second person returning to tier racing in the Breakout Racing League. Welcome back, both of them. Cookie in eighth, Taylor Clan in ninth, and he actually dropped down 2 positions. Jared went up 2 positions, and Raptor rounds out the top 10. He now is contracted for the Williams team. He's ahead of Ron Swanson, who grabbed a podium, or actually almost got a podium, 4th place to be exact, a week ago in Budapest. But let's take a look at the team championship then. Red Bull, 22 points clear. McLaren, Mercedes, they're closing in. 68 points the gap between Mercedes and McLaren. 90 points still to Red Bull. AlphaTauri sits 4th in the championship, about 50 points clear of Alpine. Alpine got a little bit clear of Ferrari from last week's adventure. They are now 9 points clear, 94 to 85 respectively. Aston Martin sits 7th place, 52 points to their name, 23 points ahead of Alfa Romeo, with Haas in 9th position, 18 points to their name, and Williams with 9 points to their name, rounding out the top 10. Now I'm Haycatcher, joined alongside once again by Bois. And Bois, what do you think it will take for these drivers to tackle Spa here? It's different every time we come here. Sometimes it's rain affected, sometimes it's not. Sometimes the penalties are going to be an issue, sometimes they won't. Sometimes the action, if you saw, once again, 2012 and 2018, it begins in turn 1, and sometimes, if you saw, towards in any other Grand Prix, it's towards the end. Which one do you think will show his face here tonight? It's going to be a great Grand Prix in about 14 minutes' time into Q2.
Well, I haven't seen an update on the weather. It's Spa, and with this track so big, it can really change from one lap to another. The one thing for qualifying, I'm going to be wondering if there's going to be any team tactics. Will anyone be using slipstream and things like that in order to get to Q2 and to Q3? DXC is going to be the first one to complete a lap, as Crispy had something happen, I guess, at El Rouge. Or not, maybe he invalidated. Be interesting.
Probably so.
We've seen
it's
a lot
be
of.
indeed.
We've seen weather affect a handful of these races so far this year.
Yes, and actually one of them being a week ago in Budapest. Zach the Beast grabs the fastest time so far, the one that we'll be chasing after, 43.505, the only one who has actually set a valid lap time. Numerous drivers have actually invalidated on their laps. One of those, not being Ron Swanson, he goes up instead of 45.1. We'll see if he can improve on that time as the session progresses. This Mercedes man, he had the win a week ago. It was stripped away from him during penalties. That gave the win to the Alpine of DRC Jared. Ironically, his second win of the season at a track similar to the first win. Well, now Cookie's going to be hungry and ready for that second one. He now goes on the run into Blanchimont. That Mercedes-powered car looking hungry. Can he grab that provisional pole? He should be theoretically safely into Q2. Can he get there?
Yeah, the Mercedes and the Red Bulls, you know, they certainly have the advantage here. It's going to be the Ferrari-powered cars that are going to be at the disadvantage with their straight line speed, but we'll see. You know, watching tweaking, he had an issue or something to his previous lap.
So Wraith grabs into the Williams seat. He is going to be on a flying lap as he goes through into Stavilo 1 in a few seconds' time. By the way, Tronha outqualified his teammate by 4 milliseconds right so far in this qualifying 1 session. The Ferrari's 3rd and 4th. Cookie grabs provisional pole, about 7/10 clear of Zach the Beast. And the Red Bull, is that a time to look out for? Yellow flag through the bus stop chicane. Drivers getting out of the way or going to the pit lane.
Trying to see if I believe that's going to be mean for him starting a lap that is.
Crispy goes up to 3rd, beats both the Ferrari-powered cars, the Ferraris themselves. Here comes Wraith to the line. Zach the Beast retires at Radion. That is going to be crucial.
I wonder, actually, I believe he retired from the pit lane. I believe that's Miniko.
Was it Miniko? That may have actually made... Yeah, that is.
Zach,
wow, okay, that is a huge lifesaver.
I guess Zach feels pretty confident about his time, but that's surprising. One thing about this track, with it being so big, you know, if you want to do your crawl runs 2 or perhaps 3, you don't have a lot of time here to waste. Yeah, it's an 18-minute session, but if you're doing 1 lap, it's, you know, virtually a shade under, you know, 2 minutes. An out lap, that's 4 minutes.
Ooh.
Combined with your in lap, that's 6. So, oh, that would be DXD.
Yes, we're on board with Bailey as he went through into the run into Ravage, and yes, DXD Ishigo is out of qualifying 1 so far. He's done a 49.155, but at the moment he's still going to say 15th, but he will not partake in qualifying anymore. He's actually retired on the track at the exit, and now into the run into Ravage. He's actually lost his front wheel and retired the car there. Well, his teammate, he's going through Ravage now. Let's see if Muma's going to have a better time. Out lap for him. Miniko goes through the bus stop chicane, so we'll see, is there, or was there a spin at the top of Radion? So it was a yellow flag. 2:04, so yes, there was.
Yeah,
go again in the Red Bull.
Yes.
Oh, Ritzy's around. Exit of the Fanya chicane.
Looks like there's a Haas collector there as well.
Maybe tweaking. Yes, it was. Maybe he was trying to get off.
As Bailey begins to start his lap. One thing that, you know,
a lot of drivers.
Go ahead.
Okay, I was going to say a lot of drivers are on their flying laps. Actually, everyone except for 6th, 7th, and 8th are out on the track. By the way, Axe went up to P9. Go ahead on Bailey.
Oh, nothing. I mean, in terms of trying to produce a gap for qualifying, this is probably going to be the easiest track in order to do that.
Definitely, indeed. There's 7 kilometers. Definitely not 70 kilometers. That would be along the likes of what? The Nordschleife? How long is the Nordschleife?
Oh, it's... that's a good question.
Someone get the knowledge on that. Actually, it's probably not too far away from Belgium, but
no, it's
definitely close to the Ardennes here tonight.
Every time I think about that track, I think about that Porsche 919 that did that in, what, 6 minutes? Holy cow.
Yes, that was a flyer of a lap time.
That was a stupid lap time. Got a McLaren off the pace. Unknown if I didn't see who that would be.
Going through around the final corner. Miniko, he had a spin on his first run. He goes P2 in the second run, 42.905. And about a 10th off of Boss Cookie in front. Is this the race that Mercedes is actually not a 10th? It's less than a 10th. It's 33 milliseconds. Is this the race that Mercedes topple the Red Bull dominance as of late? We'll have to figure that one out. Obviously, Red Bull had a bit of a scuffle a week ago at Budapest. This could be the second week in a row if they can get the cards right that the Brackley outfit could be under fire.
Yeah, they've been having an up and down last couple of weeks.
It's already cut in, but Taylor is retired at the top of Radion as well. That's now the second driver up to the right-hand side. Is his car still there? Yes, it is. Big shunt there for the McLaren. And he's now no longer going to take any effort in qualifying one. That's now the second driver to retire on track. First one being DC Shigo in the Alfa Romeo. Now the second one being Taylor Clan.
Be interesting if Dirty Air was affected. It looked like McLaren was trying to do the slipstream game. He had Unsighted Port ahead of him. Be interesting to catch up to see what happened there later on.
Definitely indeed. As we go through, I believe that's Antronha on a flying lap. Yes, it is. He's going up into... Actually, Boss Cookie goes even faster at about, about 50, 53 milliseconds quicker that time than he was his last time ago. I believe Moo Moo Milk in his new seat in the Alfa Romeo. He's kind of getting things cozy there. Now teammates with DXT Ishigo. He's going up to the line in a couple seconds' time. Actually, he's about to start a flying lap, I believe. No, he actually improved. Actually, it was a kind of a banker lap, 19 seconds off the pace. So I would say he definitely can improve from that, I would say. He's not going to try again inside of Port. He goes and splits the Red Bulls, though.
I guess while we were talking, the AlphaTauri gang, they're P5, P6.
Yes, indeed.
And Unsighted moves to P3.
It's going to be difficult for Taylor Clant, especially starting down there where he is at the moment. He's going to be P14. But, I mean, he still has, he's 1.5 seconds off the lead. So technically that would put him ahead of Bailey. Luciano goes up to 6th, by the way. He splits the Alpha Tauris there. And Ardell is actually in 8th, so that's now a checkered pattern between the two Alpha Tauris and the Aston Martin pair. Nico retires in the pit lane. He's not going to be done. He thinks he's good enough into qualifying too, and I do not blame him there.
Yeah, I think right now, looking at the top 8, they're in the 44-second bracket. I think they're pretty on the safe side, but if you look down, and I hate to say this, they're all Ferrari-powered cars. Yeah, Ferrari P8, P10, and tweaking for Haas, P12, P13, and then we saw what happened to DXT and Moo is 16. So the one that's an outlier here is Mean Fern, who's on his outlap now. He has not set a time yet, as well as Ritzy.
And speaking of a quick word on Moo Moo, he actually invalidated going through Puan. So that's going to be another chance for him to grab a lap in. Mean Fern's on the track again. He's going through now into Stavilo 2. And it's kind of still looking pretty cloudy here. So we see a little bit of rain. Actually, it's looking like it's clearing up. Now into the run into Blanchimont this way. Boscube retires the pit lane as well. He's done for the session, and I don't blame him as well. He's about 42.8, which is, roughly, if you take a look from at least 10th, 2.2 seconds clear. So I think that should be well enough into qualifying 2, which has the top 15. At the moment, it'll be 13 runners, as Taylor Clan and DXT Ishigo are both out of qualifying. Mean Fern starts his flying lap. There's a Williams behind him. Actually, there's a Williams and Aston Martin. I believe that is Luciano on a flying lap as well.
You would be... He's just starting his lap. Cleverly using Mean Fern as a tow.
Luckily, if it was Dirty Air, the cause of what happened to Taylor up in his teammate with Insider Port at Radion, it looks like that, it hasn't gone that way for Luciano, but like you said, he's going to use that slipstream and tow, but it looks like he may not have enough ERS, and he's validated for good measure as well. So his lap is done and dusted, and I believe that was Wraith who went up into P10 ahead of Ron Swanson of the Ferrari. Good qualifying so far.
Very well done. Looking to see what Mean Fern does. He still hasn't validated his lap time with the 3:38, 37 seconds remaining.
It's going to be close for these guys to get back into the pit lane if they are going to do that. Moo Moo's invalidated once again, so it looks like he's going to have a little bit of a struggle. BRL Ritzy on his return back to BRL Racing in the Alpine. He's going to start his flying lap in a few seconds' time. Might as well. Let's do an onboard run with him, the Alpine driver. Let's see how he goes through the Spa-Francorchamps circuit as he goes up to the line with DRS, and now the run into Les Sources. How does he use this exit? He needs a crucial exit. Because up here is nothing but straight. A Rouge Radion down the Kemmel into Lecombe. The Alpine not as strong as they were a season ago. That straight line for the Renault especially. Up flat through Rouge and Radion. That top of the bar, by the way, is called Radion, actually. So thought I would get that up there. Mean Fern to 12th.
That's not a lap
goes
to be
down
safe.
into Lecombe. It's not. It's going to be close between him and this cut line.
He does have the battery to do another go. The question is he going to have the fuel? I'm going to assume yes.
Down to Ravage for the Alpine. Still following through with him. He's now the only driver to yet to set a time. Boo-boo obviously setting a time, but he's not a representative one. He wishes to improve that as the time progresses. Does he have enough time? 2 minutes, 15 seconds. He should have plenty of time.
Speaking of right, that's a very impressive result there for the Williams.
Yes, it is. It's about, what, 57 milliseconds off of Ardell and the Aston Martin there. Great qualifying.
Splitting both Ferraris, and you have Haas. Actually, both of their cars are ahead of Alfa Romeo.
That is true. Alfa Romeo is a little bit ahead of Haas and Williams, and there was kind of a rumor brewing that they're going to have a little bit of I guess, a quote-unquote semi-partnership between Haas and Williams to try to go chase them down. Well, this is going to be a good result for, I guess, everyone except for the Alfa Romeo team if it plays out how it is. Ritzy to the line, P7. Goes ahead of Bailey. And into the top 10 for the Alpine on his debut and return. Great lap from the Alpine.
Very great lap, and quite impressive for Ritzy, who's been dealing with college as of late. So he's not really been playing this game a lot, but he still has it.
I believe that's Mean Fern up to 9th. That may be a little bit more safe. Mumu is about to start. No, he's not. He's actually going to go pit, and I believe that will be his session done. 57 seconds left to go. Tweaking a spot around. That'll be his session done as well. He's out of qualifying. DXD Ishigo is going to be out of qualifying. And Taylor Clan is going to be safe into 15th, but he's not going to take any more action through qualifying 2. It's going to be how it is in the bottom 5, with, or actually more specifically, the bottom 4. Taylor 15th, Tweaking 16th. DXD Ishigo retiring from the session at 17th, but still out qualifying his teammate Mumu in 18th.
Tweaking is still on a lap.
He spun.
But he did spin, you're right. That's right. So that
everyone else is still to play for.
Well, it's the first time we've had this. It's 18 drivers, so if I'm going to assume it's the bottom 3 that are 3. So although he crashed out in Q1, Taylor survives another day.
Technically, yes, he does, but he will not have to. Actually, he won't get the luxury to go out in the qualifying session and qualifying 2. So he will start from 15th on the grid. Checkered flag has flown. Enteronha and Bureau Wraith have checkered flags, so they are going to be done as well. It's going to be down to Axe, who's invalidated. He's done as well. Ritzy pits, and Ron Swanson is on a flying lap as well. Same with Meanfern, which I believe he's going to go into the pit lane in a short moment of time. He's now on the run into Blanchimont. Ron Swanson going through now into Ravage in a few seconds' time. He's P13. Looks like he is going to be safe regardless of what happens in this flying lap.
Yep, with DXD and Mumu either retired or in the pits and Tweaking, spinning. Ron's pretty much safe. Not much really to gain for him at the moment.
Except for maybe a little bit of pride, which he actually backs off of through Puon. And that will be his session done as well through qualifying 1, but he'll into qualifying 2. He doesn't really care. He'll live to survive another day, as you said a little bit earlier on. So, qualifying 1, done and dusted. The bottom 5 eliminated. I am Tweaking in the Haas and the Alfa Romeo pair, DXD Ishigo and Mumu Milk in the Alfa Romeo on his debut. DXD Ishigo crashing out. Same with Taylor Clan and the McLaren. He will start 15th. Tweaking will start 16th. Ishigo 17th. Mumu in 18th.
Yeah, he'll have a lot of work to do. You look at McLaren, they're 22 points back of Red Bull, and they would like to still be in that fight. And 68 points clear of Mercedes. Well, Taylor's going to have a lot of work to do to get back up in the points. You can do that fight with Red Bull, because one would assume Red Bull is going to be right up front as they were in qualifying. At least for Q1 they were.
Well, that's going to be the big story, is can Cookie halt their charge? The top 4 separated by about 0.7 of a second. The top 5 by about a second. Crispy is a little bit outside of that window in 6th. But right now, once again, it's going to be the story of which team can take advantage of the most of it. Taylor was going to hope he can grab his McLaren straight line speed and, I guess, propel him to the top podium spots. Well, unfortunately, he's going to have a long way to go to get there. 15th is from his starting spot, but that's going to be also a good day to start places for a lot of the guys, especially Wraith goes into qualifying 2. And we have the top 10 so far. Moo is going to be out of qualifying. Same with his teammate DXC Shigo. But topping the charts, Cookie ahead of Minico. Unsighted Port splitting the 2 McLaren. I'm sorry, there are 2 Red Bulls with Zach the Beast in 4th. Luciano 5th. Crispy 6th. Ritzy in his debut back in 7th. Bailey in 8th. Meanfern also his debut back to racing in 9th. Ed Tronha in his first race for Ferrari again. He's going to be in 10th. Remember a season ago, it didn't really go so well in qualifying 1. He crashed out. Well, it's going to be so far so good. He's going to go into qualifying 2. Ardell in the Aston Martin in 11th. Wraith in 12th. Ron Swanson in XF1. Once again, all going into qualifying 2, but Taylor Clan crashing out. He'll start 15th, Tweaking 16th. DXC should go 17th, and his teammate Moo right behind him in 18th.
And Ritzy, Traha, and Wraith had to use 2 sets of softs to make it into Q2, so be interesting to see what they do with tire selection and what tires they have left to go forward.
Be interesting indeed. They have a certain amount of allocated tires. I believe it's, 3 softs and a medium, unless you get into qualifying 3, and you get a fresh set that will not be used other than qualifying 3 at all. So the top 10 will get that luxury, but that's for qualifying 2 to figure out. You haven't started it yet, but once we get it through, it's going to be all guns blazing. Is it going to rain? Is it going to hold off? How is it going to look in qualifying 2?
I wish there was someone I could ask. I'd say the cloud, it's not really gotten darker. It's just ominous looking.
It does look ominous, and every time it looks ominous at Spa, well, you kind of get the feeling maybe rain could follow, and well, it could definitely spice up this race.
Yeah, that, or it's like a video from a Stephen King movie. Just all hazy, like, what's going on here?
Let's talk about some head-to-heads while we wait for the drivers to get on the track again for qualifying 2. Minico in the Red Bull camp has tied that head-to-head so far. If it were to play out like it did in qualifying 1, there's still 2 more sessions to go. It's 6-5 in favor of Zach the Beast in qualifying. But so far, Unsighted Port has pretty much basically whitewashed his teammate. He's 7-0 at the moment with Taylor Clan starting 15th. Unsighted Port is going to be ahead of him unless he grabs a 5-place grid penalty. How will that affect in the race? As for everyone else, XF1 now grows his gap to 6. And Tweaking has 1 out qualification. And we'll see how that plays out through qualifying 2 and into qualifying 3. With these head-to-heads, we're about halfway through. 12 rounds to go if you count today. 12 more to go. It's going to be fun. The drivers need to get a move on. And 2 already have. Port, actually 3 Ardell, Etronha's out, and Unsighted Port on the medium tire.
Yep, and Zach is on the soft. Be interesting to see if medium tire, if anyone can make that work into Q3. Zach obviously on the softs, unless this is just going to be a banker lap, he would not be starting on mediums or making that as a play.
Realistically, if we're looking through it, 14 drivers in the session, so only the bottom 4 get eliminated this round into the qualifying 3 elimination. But, I mean, realistically, some of these guys, like McLaren, should realistically get through. Mercedes should realistically get through. Both Red Bulls should realistically get through. But what tire do they use? That's going to be the big
That's going to be the question.
Point. It is, because it's going to be, regardless, I think, a 1 stop.
I agree, and I think the likes of Mercedes, the likes of Red Bull, I think they have the pace to do whatever tire they choose and be fine. It's when you get down the order, the McLaren, probably the same. If Unsighted Port with mediums could probably get in. It's then you get to what does AlphaTauri do? What does Ferrari do? What does Aston Martin do? Do they do softs and try to just get the fastest lap that they can, or do they try to have mediums be an option? And it's going to be a question if they have the pace or not.
Yes, it will indeed. And, well, especially with one of these guys, we could have another shot qualifier. XF1, he's in this session. We've seen him get to the qualifying 3. We saw Williams a week ago in Budapest grab a qualifying 3 appearance. And Red Bull has deployed the cheeky tactics already.
Yes, they have.
Slipstream from Minico to Zach the Beast. Maybe this will not be a banker lap.
That was pretty cheeky and well done.
Was indeed well executed.
You know, we both
for
can speak
the Red Bull camp.
We can speak of experience because, you know, we both happen to be on the other side of this at Renault, and, you know, we always try to wonder if that medium tire game would work. And sometimes we got it right, and sometimes we just didn't. Just hard to sometimes anticipate the pace.
That's one thing I don't think we ever got through him. I don't think we ever got into qualifying 3 on the medium competitive tire, nor a successful slipstream attempt for that measure. But Red Bull make it work, and McLaren are trying that. The same with Alpine. Speaking of Renault, there's their strategy going through right now with Ritzy going on the medium competitive tire. But how this is going to be an issue for Zach is how close is he getting to Ardell here? Actually, in another entry, he's going to grab a huge slipstream down this straightaway on the run into Blanchimont. Yellow flag through Pouan.
The problem is Ardell is on
gathered
a lap, so it's not like Ardell is going to yield. And he shouldn't have to yield.
No, he shouldn't. We'll see how it plays out. Does Zach the Beast get a good lap? Does the dirty air affect him? How does the slipstream play out? Everyone is on track except for Luciano and the Aston Martin. His teammate's going to go to the line at 44.5. Zach the Beast goes at 42.7. That was about a tenth faster than what we saw from Q1, especially from the Mercedes. Inside of port, he goes to the line. He's still valid. So we'll see what he can do on the medium tire. The McLaren, that looks like a car that could work out. Last season, we had a McLaren actually victorious here. Well, it was before penalties, but DXE Ishigo ended up winning that race. The Mercedes, we see that again, 44.3 up to third. The other McLaren, the other Mercedes powered car, Boscookie on the mediums as well. He's invalidated. So we'll see how that plays out as it goes through. And Trona, he's invalidated as he goes through the line. Behind him is going to be an Alpha Tauri. Is that Bailey or is it Crispy? It is Bailey on the medium compacted tire. Almost loses the car, but goes to the line and goes to P5, 45.02 tenths adrift of Ron Swanson, who actually put his time up the board on the soft compacted tire in fourth.
Red Bull still blew into tactics. Zach gave Manico a tow going into Puhan, so barring invalidation, I think Manico is probably going to join Zach on the front row, both on softs, and it wouldn't surprise me if this is the only time you see Red Bull in this session, or in this particular part of qualifying.
I don't blame you. A lot of times going up on the board. Wraith goes to 6th. Fritzy goes to 7th on the mediums, about 3 tenths adrift of the Williams there. Yellow flag through. I believe that was in Ravage. You see the green flags now being marked on the map there. Going now into the run into Blanchimont, and once again, we have an Aston Martin ahead of Red Bull going into the bus stop chicane. Quite ironic.
And it's Ardell again.
He goes into the pits. Minico continues on. Does he join Zach the Beast, like you said, on the front row, or does he go one better? He does! About 3 tenths faster, a 4.04, compared to Zach the Beast's 7.24. Looks like the Red Bulls, that tactic so far, working out wonderful.
They did a good job with it. When Zach came by, as we noticed, Manico gave him a very good tow going into Al Rouge Radion. And then vice versa, Zach gave Manico the tow to start his lap. So that was pretty well done for Red Bull. Both cars really got the benefit. And I don't think they have anything to worry. Zach is retired already.
Yes, he has. A lot of drivers have invalidated. Meanfern invalidated. He went in the pits. Crispy's on a lap. Well, not anymore because he invalidated through. And an outlap for Luciano on the medium tire as well. Is Cookie on a flying lap? Yes, he is on the run down into Blanchimont. This will be, can he go and match inside a port lap, 44.3, or can he go one better than the McLaren in third? Can he go in charge after the 2 bulls up front? Minico and Zach the Beast. He's on that harder compounded tire, though. Which tire do Mercedes go with? Do they stick with the medium, so they go for the red, soft tires?
No.
Well, that's going to be a prime indication. 43.4, about 7 tenths of drift to Zach the Beast this time. That's a great lap for the Mercedes driver there, looking for another chance at that win like he had a week ago.
That's going to be something to keep in mind for the start of the race. You know, with that.
Yes, it is indeed.
You know, as with these compounds, a soft tire will be the preferred tire to start the race, but there will be a kind of sort of crossover where the medium tire will prevail, and we'll see how that shakes out later on.
Max goes to 10th place, 46.1. About 9 tenths adrift of Ritzy in the Alpine. He looks like he wants to improve that. Is he going for another lap? Doesn't look like it so far. See what the Haas can do. 7 minutes still left in the session. Luciano He started his flying lap. Actually, he's behind Ardell, and Aston Martin are going to try that slipstream tactic.
Yep, it's Ardell that's on his outlap, giving Luciano the tow.
It's going to be wonderful for Luciano's time, especially on those mediums. As he goes through purple sector 1, the Aston Martin flying through the first timing split. So far, other than Boskoki and Zuiderpoort, the two, I guess you could say, quote-unquote, top cars, Bailey in the Alpha Tauri and Ritzy in 9th in the Alpine, everyone else has gone soft. So It's kind of a mixed bag in that kind of sense, but how many do you think expect to stay there? Yellow flag through Blanchimont. Looks like it was an Alpine.
The perfect ideal scenario is you try to position yourself at the end of the queue when you have your last go, and if you're still in the top 10 with your medium set, you back off when you know you're the final car. Or if not, and you really want to get in the top 10, then you press on. And it's a gamble. You can speak from experience back in Singapore last season.
Yes, I can. And it was, well, a mixed bag because you really don't want to have to continue on because, that means you're not really going to be on the best strategy here.
No.
So a lot of these guys on the medium compounded tires looking pretty good so far. And I thought I saw a little bit of rain. My eyes are playing tricks on me. To the line, Luciano goes on the medium compounded tire to P7, 44.9. Gets ahead of Bailey in the Alpha Tauri.
And getting to that point to where guys will be starting their final attempts leaving pit road. We have all but 3 in pits, excluding Nico and just Red Bull. They've just retired.
Well, to be fair, I don't expect another time to beat those 42. So
No.
that's the only ones there. Mean Fern's going to start his flying lap now on the soft. So can he go out and charge and try to split those 2 bulls up front? Minico and Zach the Beast. We'll have to see as he goes on through his lap. Behind him, though, going through the bus stop chicane is going to be Crispy. He's going to start his flying lap in the Alpha Tauri.
Went through El Rouge
On the medium
and then
still.
Radeon. Well, you saw what Luciano did. As you have a Ferrari slow, I think that was a getting out of the AlphaTauri of Crispy.
Purple sector 1 for Mean Fern and the Mercedes abruptly. So is that true or not? We'll have to figure that one out going through Ravage.
So far, he hasn't been validated.
After the circuit, still left to go. And Puan being a corner you do not want to mess up. He keeps it clean. This is a very treacherous corner right here. These two, the chicane. Saw Lewis Hamilton have a little bit of a moment through practice. And here into the Stu Savalos. Can he keep it valid? Purple sector 2. Is that true? Is he on a flyer? Is Mean Fern trying to go for this provisional pole? Into Blanchimont.
Oh, and Crispy hasn't validated.
Let's see
So
if he has enough fuel to go for one more.
his fuel light isn't on, and he does have enough battery to have another attempt at a lap.
To the line, Mean Fern goes ahead of his teammate, 43.2. He's safe on the soft compounded tires into qualifying 3. That knocks Ritzy out in the Alpine.
And Crispy comes in and pits. That's going to be very close for him to be able to get back out.
It'll be 3 minutes and 10 seconds left to go to the session's end. Anton Onha is going to start his flying lap in the Ferrari on the soft compounded tires. He's yet to set a time. This is going to be do or die for him. There's not going to be enough time for him to go back to the pit lane and change his tires.
Nope.
So it's going to be either Q3 or bust.
See,
Ritzy
then-
also has the same scenario. 11th for the Alpine team. They want a Q3 as they're the only drivers so far in the session. They're qualifying 1 and qualifying 2. Team manager Hoopalicious cheering him on in the chat. Can he go up in qualifying 3?
Oh, Ron back end snapped around to complete the end of sector 2, and he damaged his front wing. That's unfortunately going to end his attempt and probably end his session. So we'll see if that time will prevail to be in the top 10.
We'll see. Right now he's at P7. Gap line. His gap to 10th is about 0.3.
And his teammate is at that same par as well, and he keeps it under him.
What could Ronha do? In the first session, he actually outqualified his teammate. Can Ed do it again?
It's good. This lap is gonna decide it. I mean, unless he wants to do another lap on it, and I don't know if he can.
He may not have enough time. His teammate Ed Ronha is going to the line. A little bit of a snap going through the bus stop chicane. He's P13 at the moment. Can he get in the top 10 for Ferrari? Yes, he can. P5. Ron Swanson will retire in the pit lane. Ritzy's going to be the next one to cross the line on the soft compounded tire. He's in the bottom 5. And it's, well, a kind of a homecoming race for him. The last time he was at this track, he won it in Tier 2. Can he get into the top 10? Yes, he can. P5. Track's heating up. Luciano. And one of the Aston Martins is going to be next. This is actually BRL Ardell. He's going to go to the line and start his flying lap. Inside of port on the soft compounded tire. He's going to start his flying lap in a couple seconds' time. The Haas, XF1, he's going to start his flying lap. He's behind him through Blanchimont. Then you have two Alpha Tauri split by the Aston Martin of Luciano.
So far, it looks like Boss Cookie will be the only one in the top 10 on mediums. Everyone else will be on softs. Provided what Crispy does. I just noticed that.
Yeah, he's still on these medium. Bailey's outside the top 10 now. He needs to get a good lap in. Crispy's going to wait until he's the last possible car. 20 seconds to go. Session is about to close. First one to cross the line will be BRL Ardell. He's going through Ravage now in the Aston Martin. Can he grab and solidify himself into qualifying 3 for the Aston Martin team?
So far we have
checkered flag flies.
So far we have both Aston Martins in the top 10. Let's see if that continues.
And Crispy has retired through Radeon. His session's done. Big blow to AlphaTauri there.
Oh, snap of understeer there for Ardell.
Big save from Ardell.
And he is 7/10 off of his previous time, so unless he finds something massively in Sector 3, he's not going to improve.
Right now, his gap to his teammate is about 4 seconds or so. He's now invalidated, so his time has to stand, or there is no qualifying 3 for the Aston Martin man.
Yep.
Ardell's going to go in pit lane now, outside of port behind him. He's going to be the first one to cross the line on a flying lap.
And he's 7/10 up from his time. So he would be, should be safe with his time he's about to produce. Probably going to be P5. Yes.
Yes, he does. P5 indeed for the McLaren of unsighted port. He's safe going through. As XF1, he's invalidated. His session's done as well. And that's going to be up to Luciano. He's going to be the next one behind. Can he grab himself in the qualifying 3? No, he cannot. He pits. So we have Nate Bailey behind him. And the Alpha Tauri, he's invalidated as well. Qualifying 2 is done. Big shock. Both Alpha Tauris are out on qualifying 2.
Both of them are out. Looks like only Boss Cookie, yes, is the one that will be the only one on mediums for the race start, where that transfers to Q3. Both Aston Martins, both Ferraris, one Alpine, one McLaren, both Mercedes, and both Red Bulls.
Well, definitely the interesting session indeed. And both Aston Martins into qualifying 3. Can they capitalize on that good qualifying into qualifying 3, or maybe into the Belgian Grand Prix itself? AlphaTauri is going to have a lot of work to cut out for them ahead of the Belgian Grand Prix. 22 laps. Time for them to cut through the field. Minico tops the session. His teammate behind him about 3/10. Will they deploy that bit of strategy?
I just noticed something on my screen. Luciano actually made P10 on mediums. Interesting.
Yes, he did.
He did improve.
He backed out of his lap.
Quite the gamble.
So
well done.
Yes, it is. We'll see how it works out for him. That's now the second car out of 10 on the mediums. Both Red Bulls 1-2. Minico had Zach the Beast. Well, look at the gap between them and Mean Fern. Both Mercedes, 3rd and 4th. Boskookie will start on the medium tire. Port, 5th. Ritzy, 6th. Qualifying 3 appearance for the Alpine driver in his return. Same for Mean Fern in the Mercedes. Etronha in the Ferrari. He's going to make qualifying 3. Ardell and his teammate Luciano into qualifying 3. Luciano on the medium tire, like we mentioned. Ron Swanson splits them both out of qualifying 2. And it's a big shock. Both Alpha Tauris, Bailey and Crispy.
Yeah, I didn't expect that one. And fair play to Ferrari getting both cars into Q3.
Well, they said that this will be a race that they're not really going to look forward to. Well, maybe they have the opportunity to look forward to it now. Both drivers into qualifying 3. The only Ferrari-powered engines in that session as well. So we'll see how they make the worst of it, or make the best of it, depending on how they want to go about this qualifying session. The biggest story is team tactics. Minico has a teammate, Zach the Beast. Unsighted Port does not. Boskookie has a teammate, Mean Fern and vice versa. And Tronha has Ron Swanson. Ritzy has no teammate at all. Our teammate's going to play a factor here. We saw what happened between the 2 Red Bulls and the 2 Aston Martins in qualifying 2. Will they deploy that bit of strategy again?
Well, we'll see what they're going to do. The last time around, it was Zach the first one out for Red Bull. And it was Minico that gave Zach a very nice tow. Looks like now the roles will be reversed. Minico comes out, and we'll likely see Zach come out soon and give him a tow going through Rouge Radion and then down to the RS Straight.
A little bit of a jockey for position. Cookie past Port into Lecom. They trying to grab that little bit of track position now before that lap even starts, all the way up in Sector 1. The other Aston Martin goes out. Looks like they're not going to try that tactic now. That is going to be Ardell going up through Rouge and Radion.
Yep. I mean, I've noticed the 2 cars that have not come out here are Ron Swanson and teammates, Zach. So it'd be interesting to see when they start moving. One would assume Zach would move first.
Indeed.
Looks like Traha is the 5th car in the queue. All kind of evenly spaced out.
For him to time that.
It's going to be very difficult.
If that's what they're doing, it's going to be extremely difficult. Remember, Ron actually went out in qualifying 1 after the session was done and dusted to make sure he was actually through into qualifying 2. Did that take away a set of tires? Is he actually going to even have a slipstream moment with his teammate? We'll have to figure that one out. Laps are about to start for qualifying 3. The top 10 shootout in the Belgian Grand Prix. And Zach is not out of the pit lane.
He's not.
So no slipstream this time for the Red Bull camp. Yellow flag. It's like little guys trying to back off from each other. That final sector. So who grabs pole? If you're in the chat below, might as well make your predictions while you're down there. Who do you think will grab pole? Will it be a Red Bull? Will it be Minico or Zach the Beast? Will it be Boskookie? Will it be a shock pole position? Will it be a Ferrari, an Alpine? Could we see Unsighted Port do it again? An Aston Martin? You'll never know. Ritzy. I'd see it.
What did it say?
Hoopalicious predicts Ritzy to grab pole. You know what? I got the Renault blood in me still. I could see it happen. Go on, Ritzy, do it.
Yeah, that would be nice to see. Hey, he's here to have some fun. He's here to have fun.
Down in the Rivage for the Alpine driver.
Now we have 9
cars.
Be
the first one to cross the line. That's a lot of cars. Look at the traffic.
It's kind of evenly spaced out. We have a... That's going to be Ardell, I believe, that's spun.
Well, I talk about the amount of cars there evenly spaced out. Then we have someone extremely far away, and I believe that is Ardell. So Luciano, and I believe that's Edronha as well. Turn to the line. Minico. Is this going to be the lap they have to beat? 42.3. That beat his qualifying 2 lap with slipstream. The Bulls are charging.
Oh. Off the track goes Edronha again. Don't know if that was...
to second by 3 milliseconds.
Jesus, that's close. That's close. You can't slip a piece of paper between those two.
No, you cannot. Ardell might as well, I think, be the next one to cross the line.
Good tell.
That's Ardell. There you go. Up to 5th. He gets ahead of Meanfern. What happened there? Ritzy goes to 4th. Zach the Beast pits. Same with Luciano and both Ferraris.
Interesting.
And Ron Swanson.
Interesting. Does Zach come in and just do a pit? Ron hasn't come out yet. And Luciano and Toronto had problems on their laps. They'll have plenty of time to have another go. You're probably only going to have 2 chances in this session here to have a crack at it. 3's probably going to be borderline, but I don't think you have enough time to do 3 shots.
Depends if they have fueled for enough runs. Looks like Meanfern is on another flyer. He's going to go through it. Yellow flag into, that was through No Name, into Puon. Looks like it may have been a slow or stricken McLaren, that being unsighted port. Meanfern going through into the Stavilo 1 and Stavilo 2 complex in a few seconds' time. And a little bit wide through Stavilo 1.
Oh, Jared.
And Ritzy is out of the session.
Oh, yes, he is.
What has happened there to the Alpine?
I wonder if he got too much curb.
Looks like he may have. Spun it and hit the wall on the left-hand side to the driver, and now he's out of qualifying 3. At best, he will start from 4th position.
While that was going on, Jared has joined, so he will race.
Let's see how that plays out. Meanfern is up to 4th. So it looks like maybe I'm not exactly sure what's going on. I'm clicking on Meanfern and it's showing me Ardell. Happened with...
yeah. Ardell is coming into the pits. So far we've had 6 at a time. Ritzy being one of them who will not continue in this race, or qualifying session.
Well, he's about 2/10 ahead of Ardell, but since this is not the same as the elimination style of qualifying, he gets to keep his position at the moment, unless you beat his time outright. That's going to be a lap to beat, at least for Luciano and Ron Swanson. That's going to be their, I guess, target lap time. If they can't grab up there in the top 4 positions, Zach the Beast is going to want to grab that pole position, but it's going to be a tough fight for him to get there. Look how close Cookie is. 3 milliseconds. He's going out again to try to go for that.
So far, here comes Boss Cookie is coming out. And we have Meanfern. He's low on fuel, so I assume he's coming in this lap. So Boss will be on his own. He's going to have the whole track to himself here in a bit.
Yes, he will. It'll be nice and peaceful for the Mercedes driver. Just no mistakes, and he can try to grab that pole position away from Minico and the Red Bull. As of late, these Red Bulls have looked really quick. Can Cookie be the first Mercedes since Deer Hunter to grab a pole position?
And coming out, it said, Toronto. That words. And see if anyone else blinks, getting to that point where, 3 minutes and 50 seconds.
We should see the laps coming down in a few, at least a couple of minutes' time, with the first couple being, obviously, Boss Cookie, who we're on board with now, and Ed Toronja in the Ferrari. But Luciano is going out. Same with the Red Bull. Is that Zach the Beast or Minico? It's Zach the Beast. So who grabs pole position? We have about 3 minutes and 20 seconds to go.
See, Zach is out. Luciano is out. With 3 minutes, I expect to see more coming out.
We'll have to see the first laps going through. Boss Cookie's going to start his flying lap in about a couple seconds' time. More specifically, about right now. He'll go through across the line. He's going to try to beat that 1 minute 42.360 set by Minico. He's about 3 milliseconds off of that. Can he grab it? And Mean Fern is waiting a little bit.
He is.
Mercedes trying to deploy the tactics. Is he going to be close enough, though?
This might actually work out for both of them. Because in theory, Mean Fern then would be tucked in behind Boss Cookie, and barring anything that happens on the rest of this lap here, one would assume Boss Cookie will return the favor. If you're Mercedes, you want both cars ahead of Red Bull, especially if one of them basically on split strategy.
Yeah, because remember, Boss Cookie's on those medium tires. He qualified through into qualifying 3 on.
Oh, we have a Ferrari that's off.
At Toronja, I believe. The big, talking point, though, is Red Bull aren't slipstreaming.
No, they're not.
They lose out here to Boss Cookie.
Boss Cookie's
Purple
up
sector
by
2.
Yep, he's up by almost 3/10 on his previous time.
Can Minico say anything to stop him? He's on an outlap now. To the bus stop chicane. Can he grab the pole position? That was stripped away by 3 milliseconds from him. Can he grab it this time? Can he go on top of the timing sheets? Yes, he can. 41.7.
Wow.
5/10 ahead of Minico. That is a lap to beat.
Zach would be the next Red Bull to cross the line.
And he just invalidated. And that may be his session over.
It's going to be close. So far, his fuel light is not
tight.
on, and he's got the battery, so...
Will we have a time? 44 seconds. It's going to be tight. At Toronja, he's going to start his flying lap again. He did a banker lap. I believe that was him spinning in the exit of Lecombe.
I believe that was him, yes.
And I believe Mercedes just reciprocated the favor. Cookie to
They
Fern.
did.
What can the Mercedes driver do? 2 seconds off a pole right now.
And he's up
Checkered
to
flag
almost...
flies.
He's
and
up
it looks
4
like Zach
tenths.
didn't make it.
No, he did not. So their hopes will come down to Red Bull. Minico, who did not... Zach starting P9. Yee.
That's if Ron Swanson doesn't set a time.
That's true.
He may start P10.
He very well could start P10. Watching
Not exactly
Mean Fern.
sure, but the checkered flag has flown. Mean Fern coming to the run down the Blanchimont. His teammate, he grabbed pole position. The 41.7. Can he get anywhere close? Can he dethrone second place? Can he grab Mercedes on the front row? Can we see a front row lockout?
Oh,
no, he
no.
cannot. Taps the curb, and around he goes. Mean Fern will start at most 5th.
Ron will be the next car to cross to set a lap. If anything, he will be P9, probably P8 minimum, and he will be 6th.
6.
Good lap for Ron.
What can Toronja do? His teammate. Can he out-qualify his teammate for the first time? No, he cannot. 3/10 adrift. 6th and 7th for Ferrari. But can Minico do anything to stop it? Porch lap is done. He had pole a numerous amount of times. Can he grab it again here in Belgium? Can he take it away from Cookie? No, he cannot. 2.5 tenths adrift. Luciano pits. Port's invalidated, and I believe Zach is done as well. So
Yep.
that should be the session.
Yeah, it is the session. Ardell
Yes,
has
it
pitted.
is.
So we have one Red Bull P2, another one in row 5, P10. And they got some hungry hounds behind them.
Hungry they are, but not as hungry as the man on pole position for the Belgian Grand Prix. And what a story it's been for him. The Ferrari camp has not been the same ever since he left it. Well, they're trying to recuperate, but he has now gone a new path. He won a week ago, and due to penalties, got it taken away. Well, he wants redemption. He so far is this close to having it. Pole position for Bosco, now the second Mercedes driver to grab pole position. The last one, Deer Hunter. Well, this is now 2 for 2. Can they make it a win from pole position? Minico from second, 2.5 tenths back, but look at the gap to third. 1.4 seconds. Port ahead of Luciano. Meanford starts fifth. Ron Swanson ahead of his teammate Entronha. Pierre Ritzi in the Alpine, 8th. Ardell 9th. And Zach DeBeest rounds out the top 10 without setting a time. That's going to be difficult for him to try it back through.
Tell you one thing that we're going to have to keep an eye on this race, both Ferraris in the top 10, with only one Alpine in the top 10. This is a prime opportunity for Ferrari to get back into the top 5 in the Constructors. And also with Red Bull and McLaren having their struggles and Mercedes looking better on form, can they close that gap to their rivals up top? There's still plenty of time in this championship for them to make inroads.
Plenty of time. We're at the halfway point at the end of tonight's race. But now it's time for it all to go down. Looks like the sun stays here. The weather holds off. There's no Belgian weather coming down on us tonight for the Belgian Grand Prix for round 11 of the round 12 of the Breakout Racing League tier of realistic performance tier. And remember, Cookie is on the mediums. Luciano is on the mediums. Everyone else is on the softs. Bailey from 11th so far has selected the medium compound tire. Crispy in the Alpha Tauri from 14th selected the medium compound tire. Medium for Moo in 18th. Everyone else so far has selected the C4 soft compound tire. Well, how will that play out in the race? Will we see any other differing strategies? Medium again. That's going to be Taylor and Axe, 15th and 13th. That's going to be a big talk for him. How can he make through up to the field? Tweaking goes medium as well. Wraith in the Williams car. He goes to the medium compound tire. And it looks like that's going to be everyone else outside the top 10 on the softs, with being DC Shigo and DRC Jarrett. And the Alpine, he does make the field. We have 19 drivers. Formation lap is underway. Quick little run through. Now with 19 drivers on the grid, it's going to be something to talk about. What about the ones outside the top 10? Taylor Clan, remember him and his teammate inside report. He starts third, but Taylor had a big mindset of they could try to blitz the field with that straight line speed advantage for the McLaren and get away. Well, he's going to have a lot of cars to overtake, starting from 15th, but none more prominent than both Alpha Tauris. Bailey from 11th and Crispy from 14th, directly in front of Taylor Clan and the McLaren. That's going to be something for them to go through the field as well. All three of those drivers starting on the medium compound tire. Zach DeBeest starts from 10th. That's going to be something to look out for. That Red Bull is going to be having to dice through the field and through some quick cars indeed, especially some of the ones most notably from qualifying. Well, the teammate pairs. You have the Aston Martins. You have Ritzy, the lone Alpine up front. His teammate Jersey Jared from 19th. He won a week ago. Can he do anything from 19th today? Ritzy to 8th. Both Ferraris runs once ahead of Entronha. Then you have Mean Fern, the Mercedes, Luciano, and a top 4 starting position for the Aston Martin camp on the mediums. Then you have on side of port, Minico and Boss Cookie. It's going to be tough, but can he do it? A season ago, we had 17 finishers. 13 of them had penalties. 76% of the grid finished with a penalty. Could we see that again tonight? We had a lot of invalidations. It could happen again. And it's ironic that a Mercedes grabbed pole, Boss Cookie, because a season ago, like I said earlier in qualifying, it was won by a Mercedes. DXD Shigo, he starts P17 tonight. But a season ago, he was in this position, from first position in the Mercedes car. And, well, unfortunately, he was dropped after this round. Regardless of it, he won the race regardless.
You know, speaking of which, this is kind of sort of a long race a little bit. Long lap time. I mean, I remember last year we had a car crash on lap 1, had to pit for hards. Hards can make it in the last season on 2020 on 21 laps. Unknown, as Mumu's been disqualified.
Contact, I believe there's a little bit of a gap between the three at the
back.
There is. But now we go to the front. Bosco on his medium compound tire is going to take his grid slot in the first row of the grid alongside the man who honestly has been running away with it ever since he's gotten that seat in the Milton Keynes outfit. Minico in the Red Bull. Can he go and get anything from second here today? Port behind him is going to try to stop it. The Woking team is going to try to do everything they can. Port, more specifically, can he grab a win? He hasn't gotten it ever since, I believe, Portimao a decent amount ago. Back at the back, like I said, DRC Jared, he won a week ago. Can he do it again from 19th? We'll have to see how it plays out. 22 laps, 20 corners, 19 drivers, and it's 9 for round 12, the Breakout Racing League, the Belgian Grand Prix. We look to the lights. The drivers are ready. We're ready. We didn't get this in real life. We'll get it here. And it's lights out, and away we go. That's a good start from Minico in the Red Bull. Remember, he's on the soft combat tire. Too wide on the outside looking for it. He's going to make the move, though. Cookie stays ahead, pushing him wide. That's going to be Minico around outside now. Can he try to go for it? No, he cannot. He's too far back. Cookie ahead of Minico. Mean Fern up to third. Port to fourth. Look at the Aston Martins, fifth and sixth. Ardell ahead of Luciano. Ron Swanson up to seventh. Etron Hunt down to ninth. Ritzy splits to two. Look at the Alpha Towers from 10th and 11th. Zach DeVries in 12th. He should go up a lot of positions, up from four.
Minico looking for a move.
Start. Yes, he is on the around the outside of Lecomi's looking for it. Can he grab it?
Contact.
Contact between the two. More contact. Spinning around, he goes.
Oh, and he backs into the barrier as we have another Alpine off. I believe that's Jared. Disastrous start for our championship leader.
But it's a perfect start for Mercedes. 1-2. Cookie ahead of Mean Fern, but we may see a steward's inquiry coming Cookie's way. Port, he's looking for the move on Mean Fern down in the Pouon. It's close.
That was ambitious.
It was. Off the start, look at the Alpha Tauris, though. Up in the top 10, Taylor gets a move on Wraith. Battle for 12th. Crispy goes up to 7th. Drivers back here. Look at this train, and that's a yellow flag again.
I believe that's for Minico. How about Crispy?
I believe it's the Ishigo.
It might be, actually. You might be right. Biggest mover so far, Crispy, up to 7th. 7 spots.
Yes, that's a great move from him. He started, remember, down in 14th position. Zaxby's down to Ed Ronha. Bailey got around Ed Ronha and Ron Swanson. And now Boss Cookie sets the fastest lap. And Cookie, well, have to lead the way. 1.5 seconds ahead of his teammate. Port is going to be chasing down Mean Fern. But look at this. The top 5 all Mercedes-powered cars. But look at this. Zach the Beast under pressure from the other Mercedes-powered car in the field other than the Williams cars. Taylor Clan. Well, he holds on so far to 11th. Zach the Beast down 1 position. He started 10th. He's now 11th. But look at this. Both Ferraris, both Alpha Tauris in front of him. He's now have a long way to go. Ritzy to 6th.
Inside, take a look on the inside. Oh, almost into the grass. Underneath Mean Fern there. Got the position. Job done. How about Luciano?
3 wide down into Lecon. This isn't going to work. Zach on Ed Tronha and Taylor on them both. Zach around the outside. He's going to look for this move. Can he grab 10th away from the Ferrari? Not so far in the Ravage. Is it going to be close enough? Around the outside, Zach will go. A little bit too deep on the brakes. Ed stays there on the Ferrari, still side by side under the no name. Who's going to back off? Zach looks like he does tight. Back off. Ed Tronha will keep the position. What a battle.
Well, so far Q2 didn't go to their way, but AlphaTauri's back and getting both cars into points. What a disaster!
Isn't done yet.
What a disastrous start for Red Bull.
Yes, it is a disastrous start. Minico is now moving for a move past I Am Tweaking. Battle for 16th. He's going to kind of look in his way back. Now Zach the Beast is the highest Red Bull car. He's in 11th, but look at this. Crispy's looking for a move on the Alpine. He's gotten really close. He's gone up 7 positions on the start. He's now going to go up into the top 6 if he goes around and around the outside of Blanchimont. This is going to be risky. They still see it wheel to wheel. Around the outside, both drivers almost hit the back of the Aston Martin in front. Ardell, Ritzy stays there. Contact between the two. Wheel banging. Port grabs the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Side by side. Here comes Bailey. They're about to go 3 wide down into their source. DRS enabled. Crispy down the inside. Ritzy's now going to get overtaken by not only one Alpha Tauri, but he could be under pressure from the second.
So far, the start has played brilliantly for Boss Cookie.
Yes, it has. 1.2 seconds. Bailey almost pushing the Alpine. He's going to get past them before DRS is even activated. Now he has the DRS and the slipstream from his teammate. That'll give him up into 7th position. And that's going to be a huge run, by the way, from Crispy and from Bailey. They are just pounding the positions from 14th and from 11th. They're now up to 6th and 7th.
Yeah, they've clearly have been getting a move on. Very impressive by AlphaTauri. Taylor's up to 11th. As now, Unsighted has caught Boss Cookie And he has brought Mean Fern with him.
Jared got past at Throne Hunt battle for 12th, and look at this. Boss Cookie and unsighted Port. We talked about how Port wanted to get ahead with his teammate Taylor. Around the outside, he's looking for it. Still there. A little bit of contact, but Port grabs the position. What a move.
While that was going on, Tweaking had a moment, and Crispy picked up a 3-second.
I think there may be some damage or something wrong. There is damage. No front end plate for Boss Cookie in the Mercedes. That's what's going on. Almost contact between him and Luciano. Mean Fern up to second. Luciano is not going to go up in the podium positions. And Boss Cookie has had an atrocious start ever since it looked like it was going so well. Oh, contact between him and Ardell. Ardell spinning him around. That's now going to give Crispy an incentive on Ardell in the Aston Martin.
As Boss Cookie comes in and pits.
Yes, he does.
What a disastrous lap.
Disastrous lap for Cookie, but even better for Alpha Tauri.
He goes on to the hard compound as he does a front wing change as well. One would assume he's going to gamble and hope that he can get to the end. Actually, he has no choice.
Ardell. Almost contact. Ardell locks up a bit. Ritzy spins round. Oh, contact with Zach the Beast. That's going to be even more drama for Red Bull. There may be some damage.
Looking at Zach's front wing, he still has both end plates, but we'll see in a minute with his pace.
He's right on the back of Ardell. Can he make that move? Does he want to make this move right now? Does he have to? Around the outside looking for it at Puon. Incredible move from Zach the Beast. There may be some damage to Ardell.
Maybe as Taylor gets by, that's just a hornet's nest.
It is yellow flag around. I believe that is not exactly sure who's around. Wraith. Sorry, not Wraith. Ardell lost a couple of positions. Minico up to the top 10. He's got an incredible recovery drive.
And
that may have been DXC Ishigo.
Hey, the ones that have really benefited from this and not said a lot of Luciano is up to P3.
But look now, Crispy's charging hard, and he's honestly wanting more.
He's up 10 spots. Impressive.
Impressive indeed. Etron Hunt past Ardell. Ardell does come in to stop. He may have front wing damage from that collision earlier on with Boss Cookie, I believe.
Unsighted leads by 1.7 over Mean Fern. Luciano, roughly 7/10. He has DRS. Crispy, I believe, also has DRS as well.
Bailey does not.
Hey, it's interesting. I wonder if Mean Fern does have something up, or are these soft tires are starting to go, and this is the crossover period.
I think it was a little bit too early for the crossover period to possibly happen. Crispy almost drifting through into Ravage. We could possibly see, though, the medium starting to get an advantage. Minico past DRC Jared around the outside. No name contact between the two. Still side by side, wheel to wheel. Jared's going to stay ahead. They're going to run down into Puon. Jared's going to hold the position. Minico's around the outside. Almost contact. Jared goes a little bit wide. Minico just a switch back and up to ninth. I'm sorry, into 8th. And Jared's going to be for 9th. He's going to look for it. He's not done yet. Ron Swanson is looking in the seams.
Jared's up 10 spots too. Good start for him.
Taylor's up to 7th.
I tell you, those
spots from McLaren.
The guys that started outside of the top 10, they did not waste any time. If you look at the leaderboard now, you have Crispy, Bailey, Taylor, Jared. All of them did not start in the top 10.
No, they did not. Once again, look at the stops. Not the stops, I'm sorry. The position change. Up 10 positions for Crispy and for Jared.
And after being plumb last up to lap 1, Nico's up to P8, so he's basically plus 11.
Yes, he is. He's making his moves, and he's making them quick. Now, how does it play off for these guys up here? In the DRS, once again, Luciano is closer this time on Mean Fern than he was a lap ago. Looks like he's weaving, trying to break that slipstream, trying to make sure he can't overtake him. Taylor gets past Zach the Beast, battle for 6th, and McLaren gets past the Red Bull into Lecombe.
Just tweak pits. Again, I believe this is his second time pitting.
Luciano kind of just waiting in the wings.
I think he's just buying his time. I mean, he knows the end game. Yeah,
Can't do it for much longer.
No, he can't. He's got Crispy behind, but when theoretically Crispy and Bailey are kind of sort of on the same strategy here, trying to push the mediums the furthest.
To see everyone from 3rd to 6th on those mediums, everyone else on the top 10, and actually down to 12th with the Alpine of Ritzy on those soft compounded tires. But once again, closing in. That's the Alpha Tauri behind the Aston Martin. Closing in again. Still closing in within 2/10. Is this a possible move for the Alpha Tauri of Crispy?
He thought about it. He thought about it.
Crispy will go for it if he's given the opportunity to. That may have been his chance, though.
That might have been his best shot at the moment.
Well, he has a slipstream fest down the Camel Straight. Up Arouge and Radion to see if that decision was true. 9/10 of a second between Luciano and Meanfern. This may not help Luciano much, but it'll give him a little bit of a buffer. On the DRS, on the ERS button. He's going to have the DRS. He's going to have a heck of a run to the right-hand side, and Crispy will go up into the podium places. Closing in, actually, on Meanfern ahead of him. We're not close enough.
Yep, Crispy's basically 30 on battery, and they're about equal. Oh, his DXC has retired.
DXC Shigo is out of the race.
That's a safety car.
Papa Radion. That is a safety car. Well, that will help, and in some cases hurt guys like Minico, but it's going to hurt guys like Crispy.
Well, it's going to hurt.
Now,
it's going to be interesting. I mean, you can take cars the rest of the way. The question is, do you want to? It's also going to hurt the guys who have teammates close to them, whoever's second behind.
that is true.
I mean, that's...
Because now look at McLaren. They don't have that luxury anymore. Taylor's in 6th. He's made his way up. Same with AlphaTauri.
Same with AlphaTauri. Same with Red Bull. Both Red Bulls are P7, P8.
They are back-to-back.
Yes. There's been a nice recovery
Ferraris,
for Minico.
10th and 11th.
Yep. The one that this does play out brilliantly for is Mercedes. They're both split further enough, and also this gives a boss cookie chance to regroup and
He
fight
may
back.
actually gain some positions. He may stay out. Port will come in. Now, will it be for the medium tires or the hard tires for the McLaren?
Everyone pits. Let's see what...
Taylor stays out.
Both AlphaTauris pit, both Red Bulls pit. This is going to jumble up the
Medium
field a
for
little
Port.
bit.
Medium for Fern. Now, what do the medium runners do? Hards for Luciano. Crispy.
He's getting held up a bit, unfortunately. Hards for Bailey as well.
Well, look at this. It is now, somehow, through utter coincidence, a McLaren 1-2, like Port and Taylor were planning on doing. There was their race strategy going into this race. Now they have a chance. I guess, downside is Taylor is on 7 lap old mediums and has yet to stop.
No,
well,
he has not.
Behind him, Crispy's in 3rd. And by the way, I find it kind of funny because we were talking to the likes of Taylor a little bit earlier today, and he was talking about, well, it would be great if it was a McLaren 1-2 with an AlphaTauri in 3rd. That's exactly what has happened.
It's exactly what's happening, and right now it's playing perfectly for McLaren, who's trying to stay within arm's reach of Red Bull in the championship. But as you mentioned, Taylor has not pitted. And being the fact that the majority of the field is going to catch up to the queue, I don't know if he is going to pit. He will lose a lot of positions. You saw AlphaTauri and you saw Red Bull. They had to take the bullet of a double stack. Crispy benefited, but Bailey lost, 3 spots. I think same with Minico. Zach kind of retains P6, but Minico lost about 3 spots. So it's kind of Pick your poison if you'd like.
That's the big emphasis, though, is there any damage to the back of the Red Bull and Minico from that contact Lecom on lap 1?
That is a good question. The way he went through the field, one would assume it wouldn't be significant.
Possibly so. Mumu grabs a 30-second time penalty.
Oh, interesting.
In track extensions.
Under safety car.
You know, whoa. So, I mean, it's not uncommon. A couple of drivers have definitely had succumbed to that penalties under the safety car. And honestly, I have one at the top of my head, and I kind of want to say it. But I'm not going to for courtesy reasons. And Crispy pits, and he's going to go off those hards. Bailey in as well, both those drivers, I believe. Crispy at 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That's not going to make his life any easier.
Axe pits as well, and one would assume they're going to the medium compound.
A front wing change. The AlphaTauri. That's going to hurt Bailey significantly, but that also raises the question, what happened to Crispy? Did he hit someone under the safety car?
Well, he was behind the likes of unsighted Port.
Or did he hit the wall? That may have been, he may have hit the wall into pit lane.
It is a very narrow pit entry.
Crispy has retired at the top of Radion. Under safety cars out of the race.
Wow.
Wow. This race has gone from perfect to great to awful for AlphaTauri.
You talk about just in the span of a minute, AlphaTauri, or well, even before the safety car, the AlphaTauri was looking very pretty. Double points finish, possibly a podium finish, to now they have one bullet left in the chamber, and oh, by the way, it's P16 with that bullet.
Wow. Well, this has thrown pretty much everything out of proportion. This may actually extend the safety car maybe a little bit longer. Axe is yet, or I'm sorry, not Axe. I am tweaking, sorry, to catch the cue a little bit. But, well, this now throws a huge spanner in the works, especially for McLaren, with the only driver not on fresh tires, and by the way, barring Luciano and Wraith on the fresh hards, everyone is on fresh mediums that can go to the end of the Grand Prix. Taylor has yet to stop, so if he can try and, I guess, hold this pack up and hope for a safety car, or maybe even hope for a little bit of carnage and go to the soft tires at the end of the Grand Prix, maybe he could be a threat. We'll have to figure that one out. Coming to lap 10, about 11 or so laps to go. Actually, technically, it's, what?
13.
14.
We will be completing lap 9, even though it feels like we've been here for a bit.
It has. So, up to Taylor's discretion. The safety car is now into the pit lane. It's up to the McLaren boys, Taylor and Port. Taylor taking a wide line to the bus stop chicane. Will they see some team orders? Let's go. And we're racing back again in Belgium.
It will be interesting to see how this plays out.
He lets him through already. Oh, Taylor almost loses the car. Meanfern gets past him now. Those used mediums not helping.
Interesting to see what happens to Luciano here. He is the only one on hards. One would think the initial pace is going to be a struggle against these mediums, but it might come back to him later on.
We'll have to see, but here comes Taylor with his used medium, side by side, wheel to wheel into Lecom with the Mercedes of Meanfern. Sparking away the McLaren is, and Fern goes around the outside and will grab that position up to second, splitting the two McLarens once again. Zach the Beast up to fourth. He passes Luciano. Minico on Jared. Side by side once again. They made on contact again. They were battling earlier on. Minico off the pace and almost a little bit flustered a little bit after what happened there, squeezing off and into the curb on the exit of Ravage. Now splits the two Ferraris, keep him company.
Boss Cookie's up to 11th. trying to get back to where he was earlier, our pole sitter. I believe our
Minico
pole
gets
sitter.
past Ron Swanson, battle for 7th, and now he has to chase after Jared once again. No love lost between these two drivers.
Oh, and Boss Cookie gets a 3 seconds, so that's our 5th driver that's had a penalty.
Yellow flag. That looks like it's Mumu in the Alfa Romeo. He's got it back going again. Cookie past Ritzy, and Ritzy grabs a time penalty for good nature.
Almost contact there between Ritzy and Boss Cookie.
Oh! Ritzy almost lost the car on top of that. Now, oh, contact! Wraith's been spun around.
Unfortunate for
Moving
Wraith.
gets back going.
Does he have damage?
It may be slight.
Maybe
He does.
slight. And while this has gone on, Port has had a 1 second lead over Mean Fern.
Well, don't look now. Here comes Luciano. Jared is now going to be up his chuff to the right-hand side of the Aston Martin. And Minico's looking in the wing, waiting, trying for this very moment. Around the outside, he'll go on Luciano on the inside for this corner here. Squeeze him out. He does grab the position. He doesn't squeeze him out. Now he's going into Ravage. Almost locks the car, locks the rear tires. And now is up into 6th place, chasing after Jared once again. Jared chasing after the other Red Bull of Zach the Beast. He's, by the way, closing in on Taylor Clan a significant amount. Oh! Okay, never mind.
Taylor's actually done a nice recovery on those 10-lap mediums.
Scared me. Cookie ahead of Ron Swanson now, battle for 8th. Yes, he has. Bailey up, Ritzy around, I believe.
Yes, that is Ritzy around. He's, after that little moment a lap ago, he's kind of faltered back.
Unfortunate for him. He now sits P13 ahead of both Haas's of XF1 and I Am Tweaking. Zach the Beast still sits behind Taylor Clan. And he needs to get past as soon as possible
Luciano
if you want to go chase after.
spins.
Oh no! Across the grass.
He doesn't come on the pit road, but he spins
Oh!
again.
Minico pits, by the way. Wing damage.
I don't think that
Even worse for Red Bull.
I don't think whatever happened to Luciano that was not that didn't affect Minico. I wonder if Minico just made a mistake. He pits for
Or that
mediums.
collision with Jared.
That could be
Comes
it.
Taylor and Zach. Here we go. To the left-hand side, the Red Bull will go with the DRS. And he's going to go up into 3rd, up into the podium places. This is the day that Red Bull wants to forget. With all their ups and downs, especially with AlphaTauri as well. Ritzy gets past Ardell, battle for 10th. Looks like Ritzy has recuperated a bit.
Nice recovery for him. He was 13th a lap ago, but then again, that was 2 minutes ago.
Mumu on Minico. The two battling down the Kemmel Straight. And the Alfa Romeo, which used to be the Red Bull, which used to be the Ferrari, is now up into 16th, but Minico will get past him.
Well,
Bailey time penalty, 3 seconds.
But we saw, Minico came into this race with a 28-point gap. But barring something changing, we could see Unsighted Port make serious inroads into that.
He can. Right now he has a 25-point advantage and gain on Minico. By the way, Zach the Beast has closed in on Mean Fern. He's pulled away from Taylor Clan. Jared is now going to be the one pressurizing the McLaren where Zach was not too long ago. And Zach the Beast is now going to be pressurizing Mean Fern with the DRS and try to go chase down the McLaren. Can he do it? Zach the Beast with the fastest lap, 45.470.
And Mean Fern, unfortunately, won't have DRS, so should be... It'll be, unfortunately, a sitting duck, unless he's got the pace.
It's going to be an all-out slipstream fest down the Kemmel Straight between these two.
Well, Mean
Better
Fern,
run for Zach the Beast.
Fern does have more battery than Zach.
Well, he has the DRS and the slipstream, and look at the pace advantage down the Kemmel Straight. To the right-hand side, Zach is blinking.
No
the ERS
chance.
is harvesting, but no chance. He'll get ahead of the Mercedes and up into 2nd place. It may not be the best player for Red Bull, but Zach the Beast is trying to give it his all.
Yeah, it's been
And Taylor battle for 5th. Oh, Jared! Almost lost the car. Almost 3 wide. Down in their name again. Contact. Now with Cookie. Fighting hard, these three. Taylor now goes looking to the right-hand side for around the outside move on Puon.
He thought about it, but then thought better of it.
Cookie going wide. Trying to look for a move past Jared.
Yep. These guys are roughly 2.5 seconds behind.
Oh, what has happened to Port? Port is around.
Port's crashed.
And the exit of Stavelo, too. Zach the Beast takes the lead. Jared now up in the podium places again. Taylor Clan now ahead of outside of Port. And Ed Tronha is out of the race.
And he is
same place, safety car.
Same place, safety car. Well, this offers another opportunity. This is 13 laps. And Taylor has no choice but
pits.
Do softs make it to the end here? You're going to complete lap 13.
They can.
You've completed lap 13 laps. Theoretically, you'll probably get
car.
Yeah, you'll probably get 2 laps at the minimum. So working lap 14, lap 15. Yeah. If you're Taylor, this is the moment.
Smart call.
If you're
This
Taylor,
is the moment. Didn't I say a little bit earlier that he needs a safety car?
Yes,
he got it. He's now 5th, which it's behind Ritzy. Ritzy actually beats him out. Not exactly sure. It looks like he does. He'll get that position to 5th. Taylor Klein's 6th. And now it's going to be an all-out brawl. Mean Fern ahead of Jared, ahead of Port, ahead of Zach the Beast. Ritzy, Taylor, Boss Cookie, Ron Swanson, Bailey, and Minico to 10th.
Get Minico pitted for, I guess, tires and a wing change. He's only got 1 lap on his medium, so no surprise he stays out. Mean Fern, Jared, and Side of Port stay out on 5-lap mediums. I'm surprised on Side of Port stayed out. I guess he just had a moment there and didn't get any damage. Ironically,
the
him...
safety car's definitely going to help him, too.
True. It's ironically, him and Toronto look like they both had issues at the same spot. And there is a piece of gravel there that if you touch that, the car just is gone. And that might have what happened to Ed Toronto.
Luckily for Unsighted Port, he spun the other way with the runoff spaces. Unfortunately for Ed Tronha, he spun, I guess, in quote-unquote the wrong way where the barrier was waiting for him. And unfortunately, he is now out of the session. We've lost Ed Tronha, FXBR Crispy, and DXD Ishigo. All 3 crashes. Ishigo, I believe, was at what? Radion. Crispy was also at Radion. And Ed Tronha was at Stavelo 2.
And DXD and Toronto were crashes that brought out safety cars, and Crispy unfortunately crashed out under a safety car. So,
which I believe someone hypothesized it was cold tires that really was the undoing of Crispy.
And while we got the penalty rundown, Moo in 16th has 6 seconds. Wraith in 14th has 3, followed by Tweaking ahead of him. 13th has 3. Ardell in 11th place has 3 seconds. Bailey has 3 in 8th. 7th, Boss Cookie has 6 seconds, and Ritzy in 5th has 3 seconds. Everyone else doesn't have a penalty, which could play a role later on.
Yes, it could. And right now, I guess that penalty, especially for Cookie up in 7th, is going to be significantly, I guess, down-weighting on him. Obviously, he had 6 seconds a week ago, and, well, he won that race. But due to Stewart's penalties, he, well, unfortunately lost that race, and I believe got 3rd on the podium. But I don't think the same will happen tonight because of, well, his 6 seconds. A lot of people around him do not have time penalties.
I will assume the safety car will be going in this lap. The whole field is now behind the safety car, which will complete 15 laps, which means 7 laps on these softs. How patient will Zach the Beast be on his soft tires? He knows that 3 of the cars ahead of him, they stayed out. But he will probably want to get as far away from the likes of Taylor, Boss Cookie for sure, and Bailey, who are 6th, 7th, and 8th. They're on a fresh set of softs. And then from 10th on down, they're on a fresh set of softs as well. Minico being the only outlier there, and 9th with 2-lap medium tires.
Yes, indeed, and especially with the 6 laps on these medium competent tires against the with Ritzy behind him, that little bit of a buffer. Port, Jared, and Meanfern, but I mean, Zach got past Meanfern. He's done it already.
Yep.
Port had that mistake, but we saw Jared has definitely gotten his elbows out so far throughout the race with numerous drivers, especially going into no name.
And Taylor as well. He hasn't necessarily gotten his elbows out. He's just been clinical, passing cars at will, and this could not have played more beautifully for his strategy, as safety car does come in this lap.
So it's going to be down to an all-out shootout. 7 laps. The soft tires may be the fastest tire for 4-5 laps. But will they be for lap 6 and lap 7? Will Minico's mediums hold up and start actually going faster by the end of the stint? And what about the guys up in 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 5th? They will have, at the end of the race, about 13 laps on their medium tires. Will they hold up to the grips of the softs? They can make it, but can they make it with speed? It's up to Meanfern's discretion to the bus stop chicane to start the Belgian Grand Prix up once again. And he goes.
Looks like it's fairly clean.
Port looking close. He's gonna. Oh, contact between the two at the first possible chance. Zach DeBeest in the back of Port. He may have damage, and that's gonna be crucial. Ritzy's gonna go for the move now. Taylor Clan, does he have damage? Does Zach DeBeest have damage? Does Port have damage? What happened between them and La Source? It's happened already. 1.6 seconds is already the gap.
Yeah, Meanfern said thanks as they're snaking back here.
Taylor Clan on Ritzy, and Port on Jared. Oh, Port!
Oh.
Off the track, and off he goes.
Into the grass.
Lines like almost contact with Zach DeBeest. Zach's up into 3rd. Does he have damage? Ardell 3-second time penalty. Jared up to 2nd. And this is going to help Meanfern even more. 1.9 seconds.
Oh, they're all
Cookie
over each other. Got Zach and Cookie, yep, P3, P4 on those fresh set of softs. They'll go chase after Jared and Meanfern. Zach is already caught.
Doesn't look like it.
No, Jared!
Oh! Big crash! Zach DeBeest, Jared is around, Zach in the wall.
Zach was on
Cookie
two
up to
wheels.
2nd, Port to 3rd. What has happened there?
Jared did a hat spin, and Zach had nowhere to go, and I don't know if
Contact, Minico's around. No, he's not. There's contact with the. Looks like Jared, he's battling the yellow flag somewhere else, but he's still going to set a side by side. He may have damaged the Red Bull, actually. Taylor Clan and Port switch around. Almost 3 wide going down to the bus stop chicane.
Minico pits, I think.
Yes, he does. So he did have some damage. Bailey on Port.
Where did
On
he
the
come
outside
from?
of the source. I have no idea.
Oh!
Oh, no!
Port
Contact between Port and the exit of Le Source. He's up to 4th. He goes down to 5th. He lets him by up into Arush and Radion.
I think that would change right here. Ardell has left.
Yellow flag.
Ritzy's
Ritzy's around.
crashed.
Top
Radion.
of Radion. He's out of the race. Is
Yeah.
that a safety car?
We'll find out in about 10 seconds. So far, no.
Doesn't look like it.
You got Boss Cookie chasing down Meanfern. Meanfern on his 8-lap mediums, 2 Bosses, 2-lap softs. Then you have Taylor 1.3 behind Boss on 2-lap softs. You have Unsighted, who has Bailey all over him.
Yes, he does. The AlphaTauri pushing wild now. Trying to grab this 4th position because he very well knows if he can stay within the 6 seconds of Boss Cookie, he may grab a podium here. Outside of Port, he's almost guaranteed if he can stay within at least 3 seconds of his teammate Taylor or 6 seconds of Cookie. And I believe Bailey has a 3 second as well. As the gaps have gone. Meanfern passed by Cookie. Passed by Mugo.
This could be a tactic here. This could be a tactic here to get Boss Cookie as far up the road as he can to negate that 6 seconds that he has.
Well, now Taylor is within this train that they have. So if they were trying to grab that 6 seconds, They need to go now. Cookie sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. 7/10 of drift of his teammate Meanfern. 5/10 back to Taylor. 2.6 seconds to Port. DRS is enabled this time. Bailey is going to be all over the back of unsighted Port at the first possible chance. Jared on Ardell. Look for that battle. Wraith and the Williams up in the top 10. Look for that battle on Jared. Ron Swanson, 4/10 adrift to the Williams. Luciano not too far back from Ron Swanson. Zach DeBeest in that train too.
It looks like Ardell's the one leading that train.
Bailey gets past Port.
Taylor took a look at Meanfern, but too far back.
Jared past Ardell. The Delta's gone again. Side by side between these two drivers. This is going to be Wraith and Ardell. Wraith past the Aston Martin. Up into 7th in the Williams.
Yeah, so far Meanfern's holding Taylor at bay. Oh, but that's not going to help him. He picks up
That's another time penalty. That's now 9 seconds.
Now that kind of puts Taylor in range of Boss Cookie if he can get by Meanfern.
Zach DeBeest on Luciano. Side by side going through, and he's going to back out of it. Jared, 3-second time penalty. Zach's going to go back at Luciano now into Savilo 1. He'll actually go around the outside and grab that move and make it stick. And up at the 10th, he's going to fight back and grab some points, positions. Well, he has Ron Swanson to get past, and a lot of penalties ahead of him. If he can stay within him, he could grab some penalties off of, positions off of that.
And hopefully we get a delta here.
Rookie with the fastest lap again. There's the delta. 3.6 seconds. That's the gap. And Bailey is almost within range.
Meanfern right now needs to hope he doesn't get a penalty. Right now,
Ardell and Wraith. Sorry to cut off a bit. Wraith goes around the outside, and Ardell west for the move. Zach DeBeest past Ron Swanson. It's all kicking off back here. The battle from 6 down.
Nico sets fastest lap. Unfortunately, he is roughly 15 seconds out of the lead, but he does steal that point from Mercedes.
Speaking of stealing, Taylor Clan gets past Meanfern. And Zach DeBeest past Ardell. Oh, Zach DeBeest around. They come into the wall, into the barriers. It has just not been the day for Red Bull.
It has not been. Who would have thought we would see a race where Red Bull might possibly not score a point, as Wraith gets a 3-second penalty. Penalties.
Oh, contact. Bailey. Oh, Fern almost around. Here comes Port again. Tweaking past Luciano. Battle for 11th. We could see Tweaking grab some points here today.
Through all this, Taylor is 8 seconds adrift from Boss Cookie. So far, Boss Cookie is ahead enough.
Yes, he is. He may win this race after all. Ron Swanson past Ardell. Battle for 8th. The Ferrari past the Aston Martin. 2.4 seconds to Wraith.
Yeah, the good news problem is with Taylor is we have a, who is that?
Oh, Luciano is out. I believe retiring in the pit lane. But here comes Bailey on Meanfern. Meanfern almost at the check block. Moves over again. Trying to squeeze Bailey to the left-hand side of the circuit. Bailey late on the brakes around the outside of Lecombe.
Oh.
He's going to make the move stick. Taylor almost was under pressure from the Bailey machine as well.
Bailey almost ran into the back of Taylor.
He did. Around the outside, he's going to go around Ravage.
Oh.
Or
3
contact
wide.
between the two. Port past Meanfern.
Oh.
Taylor almost into the wall. Port around the outside of Pouon. A little bit of contact.
Look at this.
What is going on with Taylor? Does he have damage?
He has something. I wonder if something is up with him.
There's something wrong. He's definitely off the pace right now.
He has, yeah, he's lost 3 seconds so far in a lap.
A couple of laps to go. And it's not over yet. Taylor almost under the barriers. He's under pressure from Bailey, Port, and Meanfern.
Take a look. I don't see any front wing damage for Taylor.
Does anyone make a move into the final chicane? Bailey looking, Port in the back of him. Meanfern almost collided with them all as well. Lock up, Jared's now in the mix.
Yeah, they're bringing Jared and Wraith just not that far behind.
Which that will bring Ron Swanson and Ardell. As, by the way, Ardell got past Ron Swanson. Ron Swanson about to reciprocate the favor. In a couple seconds' time, he'll have DRS this time.
Second to last lap. Meanwhile, Boss Cookie is long gone.
Yes, he is. And Bailey's going to go for the move on Taylor. This is going to be crucial. Bailey moves over. Port goes for the move on his teammate now, too. Bailey ahead of Port, ahead of the other McLaren of Taylor. Meanfern almost in the back of them. Ron Swanson past Ardell. And as it stands, Boss Cookie will win the Grand Prix ahead of Port and Meanfern.
Yep.
Taylor has some kind of damage.
Taylor has something of an issue. The question will be, can Bailey produce a 3-second gap to retain P2 over on side of Port? If not, he will gain that position.
Well, right now, this is helping Bailey and, I guess I would say Bailey more.
Yeah.
Because Meanfern's trapped behind Taylor Clan, who's now 2.3 seconds behind Port.
Now when
Bailey has the gap. Here comes Jared. Jared past Meanfern. This very well could be an AlphaTauri podium. As we go on to the final lap of the Grand Prix, Cookie has 20 more corners to go. It was taken away from him a week ago, but now he might as well call it now. But he still has a decent amount of time until that checkered flag. It's not over yet.
Meanwhile, in the back, Miniko gets by tweaking. Miniko, he will score points for Red Bull. He's 2.6 behind Mumu. He has 9 seconds, and Ardell, so he could actually get up to P9.
Yes, he can. It's going to be difficult to get any higher than that. Bailey breaking the slipstream in tow on unsided Port. But with those 3-second time penalty he has, as Jared gets past Taylor, that's going to help the Alpine's case. But it's going to destroy Ferns. Mumu past Ardell. Battle for 9th. The Alfa Romeo scoring 2 points. Oh, look at Wraith in 7th.
And the Williams.
And the Williams indeed. He got KP21 got points a week ago after some penalties. Well, now he may be joined by BRL Wraith as Meanfern gets past Taylor Clan to the Puon. Side by side, they'll go for the move, and Fern will get ahead of him.
Crucially, Taylor just picked up another 3-second penalty.
Zach grabs one as well. We go from that side to the other side of the grid. Boss Cookie, a week ago, I've said it numerous times, it was taken away from him. Well, on track, he won the Hungarian Grand Prix. Well, he'll go back-to-back at the Belgian Grand Prix. Boss Cookie wins ahead of Bailey, about 13 seconds behind. But who gets on the podium? Unsighted Port. He will grab second as it stands. And he will gain about 18 positions. Right now, actually, Miniko's up to 8th. He'll gain a lot of points on Miniko, but not that much in what would have been a couple laps ago. Meanfern to 4th, Jared to 5th. Bailey does grab the podium. Taylor 6th. Miniko gets Wraith at the line because of that time penalty. Zach the Beast gets 9th. Red Bull does get a double points finish. Tweaking. Haas gets points in 10th. Mumu 11th. Ardell, Axf1, and Ron Swanson. What happened to him?
What happened to Ron? That is a great question there.
Oh, it looks like he's an AI. Has he lagged out?
That is very interesting. We'll have to check on what happened with Ron because he was running, if I remember right. P5, P6?
He was in the top 10.
Oh yeah, he was
But
looking
Axe comes
prime.
home to finish the Belgian Grand Prix. And what a crazy Belgian Grand Prix it has been. Driver of the day is going to be DRC Jared, who almost got a podium after starting 19th on the grid. He won a week ago at Budapest. He almost did it again.
And may I also say he did not do any laps in qualifying.
No, he did not. So it was taken away. But now he gets to keep it. Cookie wins the Belgian Grand Prix. Port grabs some points, and Bailey grabs a podium for AlphaTauri. What a race that's been.
Certainly chaotic.
Without a doubt.
Let's see, I believe decided, yeah, this is his first race back since he won last time at oh, I take that back. No, Austria was his last race.
Well, Boss Cookie grabs the win at Belgium and at Spa. He wins the Belgian Grand Prix for round 12 of the Breakout Racing League Realistic Championship ahead of his Mercedes affiliate teammate McLaren outside of Port. After his first time back after a couple of weeks, well, now he's good and he's back and he wants to get more of these podiums. Bailey will grab a podium for AlphaTauri. Meanfern and Mercedes camp, look at how they have shown that Mercedes can indeed take the fight to Red Bull. First and fourth from Mercedes. Jared to fifth. 14 positions increases. He was starting 19th. He was dead last. Now he's fifth. Taylor to sixth. Minico, what a recovery drive, but what could have been? It was a lot of issues for him and for his teammate Zach the Beast in ninth. But they were split by the Williams of BRL Wraith. 4 points to his name, and what a great showing for Williams once again. Tweaking will grab the final point, and a point for Haas indeed. Moo in the Alfa Romeo 11th. BRL Ardell, the Canadian behind him in the Aston Martin in 12th. Ron Swanson, what happened to him? He's in 13th. XF1 to 14th. Luciano, 15th. We lost him. BRL Ritzi, Ed Toronha, Crispy, and DXD Ishigo in the Belgian Grand Prix.
Let's see. Well, and what was it? Lap 3, Bosuki had his issue. Did it for hards. And back to mediums. I mean, right? Chaotic.
Chaotic indeed. And I don't think we're going to have the luxury of going to the showroom, so we may have to do the interviews here today. We'll wait for Port to join, and we'll get the interviews started again. Bois will take over for Bailey and frontside of Port, and I'll meet you back with Boss Cookie once he is in.
All right.
Through.
Well, Bailey, you started P11, and you and Crispy pretty much followed each other up the order. Then safety car came out and went back and at 16th, and then he moved up again. Describe your race. Yeah.
Alright. Oh my god. Okay, anyway, that was probably like the most fun I've ever had in a race, in the league race. You know, going from P11 or something like that to P3. All the overtaking and, you know, the questionable moves I did, but that's okay. Yeah, it was really fun. Again, I started P11 on mediums. Chris and I crafted the field and before the first safety car. You know, we were flying. That was beautiful sights to see. And then safety car came out. I did the medium, hard medium, you know, the strat to do under safety car. And then, you know, I didn't really do anything in that stint. And then another safety car came out. And then I went out to softs and did a bunch of battling, and it was so fun. So yeah.
Yeah, you had your hands full. It's your first podium of the year, if I'm not mistaken, or season in this tier. How's it feel to be P3 in the championship?
I mean, it feels really good to still be up there. I didn't really expect to be top 30 still, but it works for me.
All right, and we'll move to unsighted Port. God, not so much chaos happened in this race. Describe your race, because I mean, there's a lot of a lot happened.
Well, if I didn't feel like doing a victory donut on lap freaking 17 or whatever, that probably would have been an easier win. About to bend Cookie over with penalties. I need a little over 5 seconds. But yeah, that little victory 360 in the middle of the race was probably not the best thing, but those last laps were absolute chaos, and yeah.
Yes, they were. It seemed like you, Bailey, Mean Fern, Jared was up there, Taylor was up there. Yeah, y'all were certainly a hornet's nest, but for the most part, y'all kept it on the road. It was exciting to watch.
Yeah, I'm surprised I didn't get damaged. I kind of absolutely. Did you guys catch me absolutely sending it on Mean Fern right before No Name and Puon? Like just that
Oh
little
yeah,
sneaky sneak up the inside. That was beautiful.
I was expecting that to not end well, honestly.
Well,
But
luckily he
it,
has
yeah.
a little enough respect for me, and I am fast enough that it worked out. So
Well, it will look like you'll still retain P2 in the championship. You'll gain ground on Minico a bit in the championship as well.
yeah, constructors should be close too.
Yes, both McLaren cars finish ahead of Red Bull. And it's only halfway of the season. So, do you think you could catch Minico for the championship, or also McLaren can catch Red Bull for the championship?
If we keep getting craziness like this, then yeah. I think if things calm down a bit, it'll be a good bit harder, but we'll still try.
Try indeed. And we'll go to Ketcha, who will interview the race winner, Boss Cookie.
Yes, indeed. We'll go to you. Congratulations, Port and Bailey, on your podiums, second and third, respectively. But now we go to first place. It happened a week ago. You were in this position, and, well, through stewards' inquiries, you didn't get to keep it. Well, this time, it's about 5 seconds to the gap, and you did it again.
Yeah.
Congratulations on winning the Belgian Grand Prix.
Yeah, I don't make it easy for myself by spinning early on, but or I don't know if you caught what happened, but I clipped the wall exit of exit like going on to Blanchemont. I clipped that wall on the left, and I just got wing damage. I was like, fuck. So
Figured
that
that's
kind of
what
sucked.
happened.
Yeah, I got locked on the curb, and it just sent me to the wall. But it was a fun race. I think Zach and Jared crashing kind of gifted me that, but no, it was fun. This time I didn't really get into any incidents, so I don't think I'll be getting a penalty unless someone, like, by the grace of God, sees me do something crazy in the race. I don't think I really did anything crazy besides bump Jared once.
Besides, don't Manico lap 1. Why?
Well, I don't even know what really happened. He kind of ran wide into me. I ran him wide, then he ran wide back into me and spun himself around my side pod. But no, yeah, the lap 1 was fun. Neymar was like, "Get your elbows out," and I was like, "All right, sheesh, say less." I was on. Hey, I'm pulling the Verstappen. I gotta win the championship. But no, it was a good race. I think my race pace was actually really strong. The quali lap was probably one of the best laps I've ever done in this game. Yeah, I think in a normal race, I think it would have been close with Minico, P1, P2. But I think if I didn't spin lap 1, it would have been more of a boring race. So I'm glad it worked out.
It was definitely the opposite of a boring race. But now we head on a week from now to the Netherlands before we have a little bit of a break again for Christmas. And, well, how do you think that'll play out for you, especially in the Mercedes team? It's going to be an all-out brawl between Red Bull and Mercedes at a track of downforce, high-speed corners. Do you think you could probably take the fight once again? You did the last couple of weeks. I mean, barring it was 2 crazy races, but still, I think the pace could definitely be close between you guys next week. How do you think your chances are at Holland a week from now against the Red Bull team? Can you do it again?
Yeah, I think it's like you said, it's really close. Holland should be a more Red Bull car, but I think with the pace I had,
like that track.
with the pace I had today, I mean, I started off really far off in practice. I was about a second off my Nico's pace, and then it all kind of sort of slowly came together. So if I can do the same thing next week, it'll be good. I hope to have a more clean race where we all kind of start up front and there's nothing no crazy, because I do want to kind of compare the pace. But yeah, I think I could. I think at the worst I'll be P2. But yeah, we'll see. I think this week helped me kind of understand the car a little bit more, because it is kind of a bitch to drive. I'm not gonna lie, but when I have a good setup on it, it's really fast. I think I was probably the fastest out there today. So.
Well, it definitely showed it, and congratulations on your win. And, well, if you can do it again a week from now, it's going to be an all-out brawl between Red Bull and Mercedes. The championship is not over yet. Halfway down, halfway still to go. But if you like Formula 1 racing, you're in luck, because now the tier racing at Belgium is now underway. And tomorrow we have Tier 3 and Tier 4 at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we have on Saturday, Tier 2 and Tier 1 take to Spa-Francorchamps at 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively. And if you don't like Formula One racing, that's completely fine. We have ACC on on Sunday and Monday, Tier 1 and Tier 2. And it'll be a great show. So go and tune in to Minico on the Tier 1 stream and to DXD Shigo on the Tier 2 stream. You'll have a lot of blast if you don't like Formula 1 racing. And we'll be right back here on Wednesday for Formula 2 and back here a week from now on Thursday for the Dutch Grand Prix at Zandvoort. But for myself, Hey Katra, Bois, Cookie, Port, Bailey, and the entirety of the Breakout Racing League and the Realistic Performance Tier, we say thank you and good night.
See ya.